Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing a little bit of the second rosebud cardigan. This is the white one. I haven't sewn any of the other one up yet. I'll probably do a little bit when I finish the back. When I knit this and finish the back, then I'll do a little bit sewn. I may just do the 4 seams on the blue one. And the same when I finish one piece, each time I finish a piece, I'll do a little bit sewn on the other one. And I might, when I knit this one, I might knit the sleeves after I do the back. And then I can sew the sleeve on before I do the neckband. I usually do all the knitting first before I do anything like put the bands or anything on. Before I do any sewing up, I do all the actual knitting, but I might just change it with this one. I might, so I can just sew a seam at a time instead of having it all to do all at once. That's what I might do anyway, but it has been a bit of a mixture today. We had quite a bit of snow this morning when I got up. When I looked out the window and I thought, oh dear me, no, it's my bingo night tonight. And I don't usually drive in snow. But we were forecast to have more snow this afternoon. And it has been an odd 1 or 2 snow showers that's turned to rain. So, and the temperature where I am and where I'm going tonight isn't getting below about 2 degrees. So it shouldn't freeze on the roads. I'm hoping that all the snow melts and that I can still get to but I'll wait until, I don't usually leave the house till about 7:15 when I go to pick up my friends. So I think I'll wait to see what the weather's like by about 6 o'clock, and then I'll let them know whether I'm going or not. Because if we do have any more rain and it starts to build up on the road, I won't be going. That I do not like driving in the snow. I did have an accident a lot of years ago in the snow, and I've been very reluctant to ever drive in the snow ever since then. But I'm doing what I can of my knitting. Like I'm seeing, I'm doing a little bit of this white rosebud one. And I'll put that down in a minute. That's how far I've got with, I finished the 4th ball. That's upside down, that's where my needles are on there, I think. Yes, the needles are there, I pinned them into the that's how far I've got. I've left the end there for to fasten the last ball on. So when I get the last ball on, that is folded in half there, you can see. I'll do the last ball, and it'll probably take me about, I only do a little bit in the mornings, about an hour. So I think it took me about an hour to do, I would say it was probably a little bit less than a half a ball. So it may take me another 2 or 3 mornings to finish this off. And then I can get it sent off to Liz and start, because I have quite a few other balls of pom-pom, but that's not as thick as this. These ones are quite bigger pom-poms and they're quite thicker, and it's getting a bit awkward when I've got it. I want to take the thing out of the where I've got it folded down before I find the needle. There it is. When I'm holding it and trying to hold it like this to get to the knitting, it's thick, it's quite thick, and it is rather awkward to get a hold of it. But the other pom-pom stuff I've got is the smaller pom-poms, and it's a lot easier to knit than this one. So I'm glad that's all I had, is the 5 balls of this one. But I like the way the pattern's coming out on this one. It's sort of going like zagging across, and so that one's nearly finished anyway, and I'll put that needle back in because that's a needle I'm knitting with I don't want it to lose it and have any stitches come off. I just pin it down the side of the knitting so it doesn't lose any of the stitches, because if you lose a stitch on this stuff, you might just as well pull it back down the whole lot out and start again, because it's very hard to pick up a stitch. That did happen one time, and I did manage to get it before it got too far down. Put that on there, and like the blue one I still have over there ready to do a little bit knitting on. And where's my other thing? And this scarf that I was doing, it's called Sophie's scarf. Now when I first saw this, there was lots of tutorials. There are probably hundreds of tutorials on YouTube, because it was must be very popular, and I thought it was something that someone like me had just made up and done a tutorial for. I didn't realize until one or two people did tell me, and I started checking up on it myself, and it is a brand. Oh, it's just went dark, and you know, this is my tablet I'm using. This happens on my computer, but I didn't realize it happens on my tablet as well. It's just went dark outside, and the picture's gone dark on here. I'm going to switch my light on, just in case. I don't want this to keep happening all the time. If the light's on, it'll not happen. I don't want the tablet to keep going light and dark like my computer does. I'll be back where I started. But I'm saying, I thought this was, like I'm saying, just something someone had made up. Well, it is something someone's made up, but it is called Petite Knits, and it is a brand, and there is an awful lot of things. Whoever the lady is that does them, she has a lot of things on Ravelry, so I will not be doing a tutorial for it, because there could be copyright, and all those people that's got tutorials up on this could end up with copyright problems, which I'm not going to be into that thing. But it is a pity, because it's a lovely thing and it's so easy to knit. When I thought about, I could maybe do a crochet one, but it would still be the same kind of thing, where you're stealing somebody else's pattern. That's more or less, you know. So I'm just knitting it for myself, and I will just tell you, you know, let you see it as I'm knitting it, how far I get, and maybe it's just give you an idea how many stitches you might need to have on if you ever want to do it yourself, how many stitches you end up with before you have to start decreasing. That's all I will tell anyone about it. It's because I don't like people stealing my patterns, so I would imagine I wouldn't steal anybody else's. The tutorials anyway, because there is like a site you probably know about called Pinterest, and I have an account on Pinterest, and when I look on it, they keep sending me messages, you know, showing you things that you might be interested in and that. And I didn't notice it at first, but a lot of these messages are sending to me on my own tutorials that have been stolen off eBay. But because there's no copyright in my patterns, you know, they're not patented, so I could do that. I could get them copyrighted, but I'm not really that bothered, because the ones that kept coming up on Pinterest were my tutorials for particular. I think I've counted up to now, I found about 20 of my tutorials for cardigans and other things on there that's ended up on Pinterest. And there's one particular, I don't know what they do, what they make out of it, whether, when I clicked on them, one of the patterns, it was called Baki family, something like that, and when I clicked on their site, There's loads of my tutorials up there, but they do give credit to me for those tutorials, and because of them I have gotten a lot more subscribers on those particular patterns that the tutorials were for. And of course I end up getting more when people view them, you know, watch the videos over. I get extra revenue from them. So I don't mind people doing that if they're telling people where to find the tutorial, where to find the pattern, because people have bought my patterns through it as well. But there are one or two other ones on tutorial that are claiming the patterns as theirs, but they're showing my pictures from my tutorials, and that is starting to annoy me. And one of them, I don't know, it sounded like an Asian type of name, like Chinese or something like that. And they were claiming it to be theirs. But I looked at the instructions they had written down for because they were showing you the rows, how to knit the pattern and everything. And the picture they were showing wasn't even from a tutorial, it was just from a video I had done, and I showed a picture with two little cardigans on my dining room table, and that's what they've showed for this tutorial for to do this pattern. And I've looked at the pattern the way they have written it, and they have no idea. Whoever's doing it, it's not going to come anything out like my patterns that I have, that's on that picture they've put up. And there is one or two other names I've seen that I've clicked on, but most of them do credit them to me and send people to my channel for the tutorial, so that is good for me. So I'm not bothered if anybody's pinching my tutorials for things, which you can't do anything about it anyway on YouTube, because people can take whatever they want off YouTube. It's no copyright or anything to it. They can have whatever they want. If you put something up, it's up to anyone in the world can take it without any you know, problems to them. There's no copyright or anything like that on them. So anyway, as long as I get the subscribers and the extra revenue from those tutorials that's being put on other sites, I'm quite happy with. But this is a ladies paid for pattern that this one is a ladies paid for pattern that I wouldn't want people doing them for mine if they would just want the pattern for free, you know. But I do give PDFs free to anyone that sends an email to me, and I don't charge people for them. If you want to pay for them, they're on Etsy. You can get the PDFs off on Etsy if you want to pay for any of my patterns. And just to let you know, wait till I get it out, my pattern is now on for sale on eBay, Etsy. I haven't put it up. I don't think I put it up on Ko-fi yet. I'll have to sort that out and put it up on Ko-fi. So the paper pattern is on sale on eBay, and the paper pattern and the PDFs are now on sale on Etsy. And you will pay £2.65 on Etsy for the paper pattern, and you will pay £1 plus whatever VAT your country charges for the PDFs. But if you get them off eBay, you get them a little bit cheaper. They work out about £2.50, because I have reduced the price on there to try to keep the price down because of the extra that eBay adds for the buyer protection fee that they add on. But there will be £2.50 on Ko-fi when I get around to putting it on there. But I've had one or two people have told me they haven't found any faults with the actual knitting of the pattern. There was only one little thing one lady sent me, and it was actually on the instructions for picking up the stitches for the neckband. Yes, it was for the neckband, where I needed a maths lesson. My numbers didn't tally with the number of stitches that you picked up that were for the back, the sleeves, and the little bit round the front. The first size, the 16 and the 24, inch size, the last size, they were correct, but the three in between, the 18, the 20 and the 22, I think I was two stitches out on the number. No, well, I'll tell you, on the 18 inch I had to pick up 44 stitches, but it was actually 46. And on the 20 inch I had to pick up 46 stitches, but it should have been 50, so I was 4 out there. And on the third size, the 22, I had to pick up 50 stitches, but it was actually 54. That's all that was wrong, but I think most people would have just picked up their stitches and probably not even noticed that anyway. And then there was a little bit, it wasn't actually a fault, it was the instructions for the little hat, because I only knit one hat, which was the second size hat, I think it was, and I just worked out the rest of the sizes from that size and worked out in my head the rest of them. But when I come to do the instructions for the very top part where you're decreasing the stitches, I had one row where I had knit 2 together and purl 2 together, and repeat those stitches in the brackets all across the row. And I should have had at the end of the row that you would have 2 knit stitches, because what's in brackets is knit 2 and purl 2. So people think they'll have to end on a purl 2, but it doesn't end on a knit 2. So you would have to knit those 2 together at the end of that row, and the next row I had purl 1, knit 1 across the row, and you would have to end up with a purl stitch, which I didn't have. And the next row was knit 2 together, and I should have had written knit 2 together all across the row to the last stitch, knit 1. I didn't have that, so that's some lady told me about. That's just 1 stitch difference, that's all, but it's just to do with the decreasing. But people probably wouldn't even notice that either. They would just do the stitches till they come to the end of the row. But that was the only faults that anyone found in the pattern. And I've had 1 or 2 other ladies have told me they've done the cardigans and not had any trouble with any of the sizes. One lady said she'd only knitted 1, but she had checked all the other sizes. She couldn't find any faults, so it's safe to put it up for sale. So I think that's my little bit for today. I'm going to just carry on doing what knitting I can till I decide whether I'll be going out to the bingo tonight or not. But I probably will be, because the snow seems to be disappearing a bit. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.